Hello, I'm Ivan Rabadi, 4th grade CP, and today I'll present to you my presentation about pollination. Flowering plants are the most diverse group of land plants with approximately 300,000 known species. They flower to reproduce. Reproduction happens in two stages: pollination, then fertilization. Today we are going to talk about pollination. Why? You ask why? Because without pollination and pollinators, the human race and all the terrestrial ecosystem would not survive. No pollination means no food. Pollination. It's transfer of pollen from the anther in the stamen to the sticky stigma in the carpel of the flower. Pollinators? What? Pollinators are the agents that carry the pollen and transfer it from and into the same flower or a different one. Examples: wind, animals, insects, birds, bats, humans. Insects carry pollen while moving from plant to plant. Pollen stick to their bodies. Wind transfer about 12% of flowering plants' pollen, including grass, cereal crops, and some trees. Wind pollination happens mostly in spring, and this affects people with allergies. Achoo! Bats drink nectar from flowers and help transfer pollen that gets stuck to their bodies and hair. Birds transfer pollen that is sticking on their heads after feeding on the nectar. Hummingbirds are great pollinators. Animals collect pollen on their muzzle and fur and transport it to the next flower. Humans are also pollinators if they come in contact with a flowering plant. These days, humans carry out what is called artificial pollination, where they pollinate the plants by hand or mechanically. And now let's introduce the king of pollinators, the king of all insects, the king of buzz, the bee! Bees in particular are great pollinators because they spend most of their lives collecting pollen, a source of protein that they feed to their developing offspring, which are their babies. Bees collect pollen from flowers and fill their saddlebags or pollen baskets to take it to the beehive. While doing so, they can pollinate flowers by feeding on their pollen and nectar. Why flowers attract insects? Colorful petals, nice scent, nectar. This is when pollination by insects occurs. Why some flowers are wind pollinated? Dull colored petals, unscented, tiny and light. This is when wind carries pollen to the stigmas of other flowers. Stink! Some insect pollinated flowers don't have a nice scent. They actually stink. So they attract beetles and flies that help pollinate the flowers. Something extra. Other than land plants, water or aquatic plants also get pollinated. Mostly, pollen floats on the water surface, drifting until it contacts flowers. Example: lotus and water lily. Pollination is nature's gift to all living things. It ensures our survival and the biodiversity of Earth's ecosystem. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed my information. Bye guys. See ya.